We're going to cloud. Welcome everyone to another episode of Independence Podcast. This one is very, very different from anything I have recorded in the past because it has been recorded live in Davos, the site of 2025 World Economic Forum. We are actually sitting right above the promenade where all the action takes place. This is my first time at World Economic Forum in Davos. By the way, Davos happens to be the highest town in all of Europe. It has been over here sunny the whole time we've been here, but today it has started snowing again. You can see the ski slopes behind us, and the atmosphere is eclectic. I am surrounded by two of my dearest friends. Sriram, welcome to this podcast. You're the first time guest on this podcast. He's my fellow independent analyst, left IDC, started Cloud Dawn, and lives in Seattle.
Thank you.
And I'll have you introduce yourself a bit more. And Sushil, somebody I've known for over 25 years. We worked together during the dot-com boom days, and he's from New Jersey. And Sushil has a very interesting history. Sushil, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Sushil. I'm the chairman of a company called Open Crowd and a CEO of a company called Dropp, which is a micro payment company, which does very small payments as an alternative to credit cards. It's a new technology. It uses banking rails. It uses distributed ledger technology. It's a need in the market, Sanjeev, where everything has been inflated by 4% just because you use a credit card. We're building a system which is completely built on banking rails and distributed ledger technology.
What really excites me is that today is a pivotal day
Yeah,
in the history of your company.
yeah.
And can you tell us more about it?
Sure, and thanks. By the way, thanks for inviting me here. It's a big day for us because we've been working with Truist Bank for the last year and a half, and we built a real-time settlement. You know, everyone talks real-time payments. We talk about real-time settlement, where when you make a payment, the merchant gets the money in their bank account instantly. And we do consumer business, so this is very, very important. And we've been working with Truist Bank, and today we're going to make that announcement. We've been working at it. We've been live for a while, but we didn't announce it. And today, the bank has approved the announcement, and it's a
What is the
collaboration.
technology that
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that makes this episode really special. So you have three things. First, you are doing it from Davos.
Yes.
Second, you have a great news from Sushil. And
Yeah.
most importantly, you have me on for the first time.
Yeah,
So
yes. So actually, let's hold the announcement. Let's go talk about Davos. Davos is truly, in my opinion, an enigma, especially for the first timers like myself and Sriram. Sriram, we came
Yep,
together,
yep,
sort of.
yep.
And what has been your experience up to this point?
Thank you, Sanjay. Before that, a short intro. I am a fellow industry analyst. The name of my company is Cloud Dawn. I focus on responsible AI and advise enterprises building responsible GenAI solutions. So Sanjeev, yes, the first time and great. You know, as I expected, this is going to be an eclectic experience. The most impactful thing here is that the hustle that we see, everybody has a story to say, and then the cool people that we get to meet, right?
Yeah.
For me personally, few people that I can list out. Just this morning, I'm coming out from a Microsoft breakfast. A chance to meet with Nadella,
Wow.
Italy. So that was awesome. Yeah, that's a totally like what totally make the entire experience worth it.
Absolutely.
And then I got a chance to meet with His Eminency Shialapar Rinpoche.
Yes.
I've been able to talk to you multiple times. That was a beautiful.
He's a
Yeah.
Nepalese monk who is creating a world peace university in Lumbini, the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. And we've interacted him for many days now, almost
Correct,
every
yeah.
day.
That was totally kind, so kindful, right? You know, unique experience to interact with him, and a lot of cool people, right? Like, you know, I bumped into Vivek Oberoi a couple of times at the parties.
Who's a
And then
Bollywood actor, late night piano bar.
And also at India in Davos business summit the next day, along with
So by the way, you don't know this because you were busy hobnobbing with Satya Nadella. I don't have a badge. Like
oh
you
right,
have a
that's
badge.
right, that's right.
So
yeah.
so I am less privileged than him. But I have a knack. I shouldn't be saying this on a recorded podcast of gate crashing party. So I gate crashed the Ukrainian breakfast and actually met up with Fareed Zakaria.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was the big thing.
That's nice. That's nice. Very good. Oh, we should also give some tips about like getting badges and stuff, but let's wait for
Yeah.
towards the end of the podcast.
Okay, sounds good. How many times have you been here?
Oh, this is my fourth time.
Fourth time.
I've been coming here since 2018. Not every year, but this is my fourth time, and it's drastically it's different every year. You know, people think it is Davos. The mood, what technology people are talking about, what the new, I would say, fashionable terms, the hype, all of that changes every year. So 2018 was really exciting for me. It was all crypto. There was crypto everywhere. It was a little too much, and that was a hype cycle then. Fast forward this year, it feels there's a lot of AI talk this year, right? So, and in between, things have changed, but big difference. I think the big difference this year is the weather. When it comes to Davos, it's always cold and it's either raining or there is snow. This time, it's we are very lucky. I mean, here we are sitting outside, without our jacket, just my jacket. You wearing just a shirt. That's very rare because this is like the peak season of skiing, and it's really really cold. So I think the big difference is the weather and the fact that you can go anywhere. I've been here when there's like 2 feet of snow,
Oh, wow.
and then you wearing your best clothes, walking around,
Yeah.
and
No
it's
snowshoes,
just,
right? This
yeah,
time I brought snowshoes, but I didn't get to wear them.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I didn't have to wear them.
Yeah.
So I would say every year it changes.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
this year something interesting has happened. I was talking to a journalist from Germany's largest national newspaper, and so she was telling me what happened was people came to Davos, like we're talking about the delegates, the ones who get to go to the Congress Center, not the sideline events. So she covers them. They came with a slew of agenda items such as their business transformation. AI is the hottest topic these days, everywhere, not just here, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Inequality, world peace, all kinds of things. And then who hijacked this conference? President Trump. Today, by the way, today is Thursday,
Yeah, Thursday.
January 23rd. Today at 5 p.m. is Trump's address to
Correct.
Davos.
But
So,
glad it's at least from a traffic point of view, things would have been a lot different if it was in
Yeah,
person.
yeah, absolutely. So,
we did, yeah. So he's not in person, so the traffic is anywhere bad here because there's only one street, one way, and it's literally lined with cars because of all these VIPs who get picked up and they're going back and
So
forth.
both of you mentioned AI. What is that? I'm just kidding. You go with what has been your experience here. We both answered.
So I have to say that anyone who's watching this and is very keen to come and experience Davos, you have to be a ferocious networker. You are expected to network. You can walk up to anybody. It's encouraged. But if you are shy and you don't want to network, then you will miss out big time. There are sessions by amazing people, but then there's an opportunity cost of sitting in those sessions. But yesterday we spent all three of us were at Imagination in Action,
Oh yeah.
and the cast of people who came and spoke was out of the world. We had Sir Tim Berners-Lee, we had AI leaders like Jan LeCun and Wang, we had business leaders,
The president of MIT.
president of MIT came, but my highlight was a talk by Will I Am, who, as you know, is the lead singer of Black Eyed Peas, a group that my kids love, and so I love too. At least they used to. Now that they may have outgrown it, but I have not, so I still like them. But Will.i.am was actually amazing because what he said was that the only legacy that we can leave behind in this disposable world
Yes.
is data sets. Every inspiration, every copyright is data set. That's our legacy. And the fact that he talks so much about data
Yeah.
from a celebrity was my highlight.
It was actually a very interesting way that he put it, right? Like, he kind of normalized everybody, everything, every interaction, any contribution is data set, right? We all know data is important.
Everything, yes.
It's the oil for AI, but the way that he described data, he described every interaction of the data set kind of brings the importance of data like front right and center. Yeah.
Sushil,
Yep.
your highlights?
Uh, you know, in terms of the highlights, of course, I've been to the AI blockchain. I spent a lot of time on blockchain. Big changes coming up in blockchain where in 2018 it was a hype site. It was really high. Everything was crypto. This year it was really interesting how blockchain technology itself has matured, and there are so many real use cases being built. There are people who are building promissory notes. I heard someone from the World Bank talk about how they're going to tokenize promissory notes on a specific blockchain. So those were all great, but my highlight actually was nothing to do with technology. I was invited to this small event called Big Green, and
Big
Green.
Green.
Yeah, the green or Big Green. Yeah,
Yes.
it was green, the color green, and it was by Kimball Musk, which is Elon
Kimball
Musk's
Musk.
brother,
Elon's
and it
brother.
was just very interesting. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to educate kids on gardening. And I'm not talking about just one. There were like thousands of schools where they're going in, just teaching kids how to garden, and hence respecting the planet. Of course, you create that feeling. But and that sounds pretty, pretty simple. But when you see what they're doing and how they're doing it, I think I have a lot of respect for that organization, and they're doing it all over the world, right? They're spreading it all over the world, and they're also using new technology like the DAO technology, which is decentralized organization, to incentivize all these farmers to go down. So I think I felt that it was both. It's like they're doing something good for the planet, good for the kids, but they're also getting farmers funding that they need using technology. I think they're also doing innovation in appliances and equipment that you need for farming. So I thought it was just a feel good talk that these guys gave. And it's not just talk. They're actually, I didn't realize, I've never seen this before. So for me, that was a big highlight. It was different from technology.
Yeah.
Because that's all we do.
Very good point that you mentioned. Like, I also see that when overall people are vendors talking about AI, how do we make good AI for good, AI for societal cost? There has been a lot of discussions around that. Even this morning, Satya was like highlighting Microsoft use case of how a random farmer get benefited, like just by interacting on a bot on his WhatsApp and in his native language. So enabled through Microsoft technology, things like that. And wherever I go, there's always this angle of like, what is it for? Like how do we make sure it's for societal good?
Yeah.
So I'm my interest around AI, so I was actually watching for applications of AI and all those things. But I agree with you on that part. It's good to see things are put into practice for good reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's. I was going to ask you, stay with you, and ask you about what would you do different next time. But hold that thought because I'm jumping back and forth.
Sure.
Hold that thought. So you have a major launch today. We talked about crypto, blockchain. What is Hedera? And can you talk more about that?
So Hedera is a distributed ledger technology. It's a network, right? It's broadly it falls into blockchain because that's a generic term that's used. But this really is a distributed ledger,
Right.
and it's one of the fastest ledgers. It does 10,000 transactions a second. Now, for us coming from Cassandra, MongoDB, and all of that, that's not a lot. But in blockchain technology, transaction speeds are very slow.
Yes.
Okay, they're also expensive when you do a transaction.
Right.
So one of the things, very special thing about Hedera is not only they have a transaction speed, but the cost of the transaction is always fixed. If you look at other blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum and all, every time they do a transaction, the cost of the transaction can go up and down. It could even go to $10 on a transaction. Here, it's $0.001, $0.0001. It's really flat. When it's flat, right? So then when you have those qualities, you can use that as a ledger itself, and you can use that for financial transactions. And then there's lots of other aspects. One of the really important aspects in to use a distributed ledger in an enterprise is that you need some sort of enterprise security, and I don't mean by technology. So they have a governing council, right, which is like the supervisory on the that gives everyone a little bit of comfort. Right? That it's not just a network on its own just going, it's decentralized. So they call it permission, but open source and open access. So it's a beautiful technology. We've been using it since 2019. our Drop, the
Yeah.
platform that we announced, has been live for a while. Drop, which does micropayments.
Okay.
Micropayments are small payments. I mean, of course,
So
obviously.
could I
Yeah.
have an AI agent? Because AI agent is top of the town these
Oh
days.
yes.
Everybody wants to, like, how many
Yeah.
times you and I have spoken to person and somebody said, that's my next business. So could I use Drop, your technology, based on Hedera,
Yeah.
to connect an agent and do micropayments?
Yeah. So I think you're right. One is that's another highlight or my observation this year.
Okay.
People are talking about AI and blockchain technology and how they work
Right.
together. So anything that's tokenized, whether the truth is tokenized, it could always be stored as a tokenized format in the blockchain, and that's probably where they are going. But we are looking at it differently. We are looking at as we talk about agents, and as the agents also need to be powered with value. That means if an agent is working for you, okay, I mean this is just a use case. The agent also requires to be monetized. And it could even be very small. So an agent is doing, and I'm talking about the utility part of it. An agent is working for you, getting your information, doing a job for you. How do you paid in micro dollars or micro cents, right? So one of the things that we are looking at is how do we using digital technology, using digital signatures, we use private keys. How do you actually enable payments for your agents? An agent is working for you. How do you do that? So one of the things that we're going to be looking more is agents working with Drop.
Yeah.
Your wallet. I mean, that's what you get. And then how do you, if somebody else is actually offering an AI agent, how do you pay that agent? That agent is working for you, and how do you do that? And these are I'm talking about. It could be crypto assets, it could be NFT, it could be when you're paying it in dollars,
Yeah.
it could be anything, but
Yeah.
it is a fraction. It's small amount. So we in Rob are excited about it because it's something that we've always talked about, right? And now with the AI, it just makes our life a little easier because there's already a construct out there.
So that's great. So going back to you, because I think we just got an answer for your question. So no, this is great. So what would you do next time differently?
Sure. I'll also start with what I was looking forward to in this conference, right? And then I will answer on what I look at. So I was looking for three things this conference, right? Of course, it's the first time, but three topics of interest, three things I was hoping to talk about and learn more about was building responsible Gen AI. Then I know more about, I have a model on agentification, agentification index, which I didn't get to talk much about here. That essentially like in a metric, a number to quantify how easily any given job description can be replaced or agentified. The third thing was investment opportunities for AI in India. I got a lot of discussions around 1 and 3, and then responsible AI was like anybody that I talk to, they could relate to it, they could see a need for it, and then I have a comment to make on that, summarizing my experience so far on that one. And then third thing was about AI investments. Lot of action around the India pavilion. And then I got to attend a couple of sessions with the IT minister today, and then I was things like that. So it was pretty good. Regarding the first one, right? The overarching thing I see is that Europe or the conversations Europe are largely on, hey, we need stronger AI regulations for two reasons. One, that's how we can make sure that AI is used for good cause. But more importantly, we are so behind. Countries like US and China are far ahead with their regulation. We want to set a level playing field so that you guys are not going too far enough for us to catch up. So we want, we need regulation. So I call it kind of like 100 of this spectrum, right? And then we have countries like US or China where there's very little regulation, put it like zero. But we need to convert somewhere in between. I don't know where exactly we want to convert that. We will converge. So what would you do different next time? Next time, what I would do is of course, don't pack your calendar full. Keep some time for some impromptu conversations. Be open and available.
Yeah.
Second thing, more importantly, this is you and I, industry analysts, we are used to having a fixed agenda. We have people coming and talking to us, so there's a different experience for us.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll think about holding an event or a session where I can curate content, curate speakers, so that I have a set agenda that I might do differently.
So I have a couple of points to add on to what you just said. So then to that couple of ways of making the best of this conference. The one easy thing is to get invited as a World Economic Forum delegate, get a white badge. White badge, by the way, there's caste system in Davos. If you have the white badge, everybody bows down to you. It's a very fine thing. So that's one way. And the second thing is to do your own event. And I think we should do an event on Web3 crypto, AI intersection and responsible AI next year.
Even if you don't do an event, get a hotel badge, the blue badge, right? That you didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
White badge, blue badge, and then no badge.
Yeah.
So yeah, we both have the blue badges, right? Yeah.
Security badge, yeah.
Yes.
So that helps.
Yeah.
Uh,
So basically, the thing to do in Davos is very different from every conference I've been to, and this was my biggest shock of this event. The biggest shock was that in the past, when I've gone to an event, I have an agenda. This one is completely self-directed.
It is. It is self-directed.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I learned that lesson in the first in 2018. I came with an agenda, and after the first day, the agenda was out.
Yeah, and so the thing to do is there are 300 to 500 events going on around World Economic Forum. So you basically register, you get accepted to some, declined from others. Like, we tried very hard to get into Bloomberg house, but Bloomberg had very limited space, so we couldn't. But then you helped me get into CNBC. So I got to see David Beckham.
Nice.
That's cool.
And so some you get accepted, some you don't, but then you get accepted into more than one, and now you have no idea which one to go to, and you have the ultimate case of FOMO.
Correct.
So
on the note of casteism and classism, like one of the things that you remember the first event that we attended together,
yeah,
women's leadership reception,
correct.
what Marjorie told the other day.
Yeah.
Don't judge anyone by their badge while you are here. You will never know whom you meet here. Watch out. Very interesting opportunities or conversations that ensue, but do not ever judge anybody whether they are blue badge or white badge or no badge. So that's something that we have to remember.
So let's changing the topic slightly, but still on Davos. Is Davos, the World Economic Forum started in 1971 by a German guy called Klaus Schwab. He had this idea, 450 people showed up, and now it's thousands of people. So it seems like Davos, which is a village, has outgrown all WEF. Actually, it's called WEF. Everybody calls it WEF, World Economic Forum. So WEF has outgrown Davos, right?
Well, sorry,
Go ahead.
no, that brings an important question that we all face: accommodation, right?
Yeah.
We got lucky. We got a good one at the Zentrum House, and we are here in Hotel Europe. We are all central. So I think it's the best thing is to get it somewhere close by rather than going somewhere out to Clusters or Shore.
Yeah.
Even if it's expensive, probably think about like getting an apartment, share that so that it's somewhere close to the promenade. That's what I would do.
Right.
Good early on, be near the promenade again, just like how we got
Correct.
we are here this time.
What about you?
No, I agree. It has outgrown. The accommodation is very expensive. Getting here wasn't that bad. The train and if you can share a ride, you can share a ride. But I think it is, and I'm just comparing it from 4 years. It is almost double. It wasn't this expensive. The second thing that I've seen, and I hope this is not a trend, that the promenade right now, what you're seeing is they're really Fortune 100 companies.
Yeah.
A lot of them, but I don't see smaller startups and all because they just can't afford it.
Yeah.
So that is something that I wasn't too happy. I loved it the way I saw the Qatar show. That was beautiful. Like those are all great. But I felt that there was more of it this time. There was more show from the Fortune 100 company to pick the companies that can afford it.
Fortune 100 and governments.
Yep.
Even
And the
Fortune
yes,
100, right? Some of the companies that you would expect, right? They are at a very, at least from the way that I saw that, Intel House was like looking smaller
Yeah,
next to AI House. It's
Correct.
tiny next to AI House.
Yeah.
And then Amazon House was like very quiet. Whereas we had a lot of actions around Salesforce and Microsoft.
Yeah.
Google was far away from Promenade. At least I almost missed it.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful place.
But we're still talking about very large the countries or states or you're talking about large institutions. I really enjoyed the imagination, the MIT thing. That was the first time I saw so many startups and folks together. But almost everything felt like it was big. So there needs to be a little bit more spirit of small founders or small startups, and I don't think there's any space here because of the expense. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
So that is something to be watching out for. I don't manage this, but that's my observation.
So in the US, if I was invited to a conference and somebody told me that, yeah, you can come to the conference, but you'll have to share a room, I'd be like, absolutely not.
No.
But here it's a done thing.
Yes.
Here it's like share.
We had shared bathroom.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Because it is a hotel that goes for $100 a night is in thousands of dollars a night. And I remember I was talking to you, Sushil, where are you staying? You're like, well, I don't know where I'm staying until I arrive, and I have no idea who my roommate will be.
Yeah, I did.
So,
But turned out to be a great guy. And
Can I, Sushil, so you made a very interesting point about like domination of large players and then
Right, yes.
expensive.
Yeah.
I also noted that like, a lot of startups and investors, like there's a lot of people around, they're looking for opportunities, both investing and receiving. And I'm sure like they get invited to a lot of events, right? Like, so would you like to, or would you be interested? Like we talked about event or something, what is that?
Yeah.
How do we bring them to attend to the focus? Your thoughts, like some ideas on an event or a session, what not to get.
Organizing in a complete day event is very, very expensive. Yes, I would say when you put it, I can't even imagine. But bringing a panel together, like we could have done it even this time, but we have an open invite to do this in the US House. To panel. So if you can set up a panel, and which is good enough, it's something that you can do quickly. It's low maintenance. You can definitely do that. There is a lot of room for that. Many of us have some connections. You can organize that. But getting a booth like that, the pavilion, that's ridiculously. I mean, it's just something you can't afford. And and I don't even think that is fun because one of the things I noticed, like I spent a lot of time on Monday, Tuesday, a wonderful session with GBBC, which is a blockchain thing. But then by being there, I missed out on many of the other fun stuff that you guys.
Okay, got it.
so that was my experience yesterday. The MIT event was absolutely fabulous, but I missed out all the action on the promenade.
Yes.
And you never know who you're going to run into all day. Literally, there are billionaires walking up and down.
You saw Arvind Krishna.
IBM CEO. So this has been an amazing podcast. We can go on forever, but I think we'll stop here and reserve our discussions for next year's, and maybe some of you might be motivated to come and check it out next year, and we can all collaborate and do something interesting. With that, from snowy Davos.
And getting cold.
And now it's getting cold. Thank you so much, Sriram.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure. Thank you.
And once again, Sushil, thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. See you next time. Bye.